Good morning. Chemist in Japan でございます。Well, 2010年、平成22年、明けましておめでとうございます。Well, I have a pocket watch. It's a 24-hour pocket watch. And I was just thinking that it goes from 1 to 24. So I was thinking, wouldn't it be interesting if I had a chiming clock that would chime 24 times for midnight? But then the opposite is correct because often 0 hours is considered midnight. And so in that case, I guess the chiming clock would play the chime, but then it wouldn't have any hours to strike because it's the 0 hour. I guess either way, the new year has begun. Whether you want it to happen or not, it comes and it begins, and suddenly the old year has stopped, ended, and the new one has begun. And I guess for some people, it may have to drag them kicking and screaming. Others may walk blissfully into it, and others may not care either way. They just have to remember to write the correct date on their whatever they're writing the date on. Hopefully, this will be the last time that I spend the new year in the U.S. Everything that I feel is important about the new year is very difficult to find in the U.S. Most of the people that I know right now are out at parties, and that's just not really I'm not much of a partier, I guess. Throughout my life, I have celebrated New Year various ways. When I was younger, before working at the TV station, I didn't really give it a lot of thought. I stayed up late and watched the shows on TV, listened to music that I didn't particularly care for, and then went to bed. Usually, I did that all by myself. Everyone else, we usually went to bed at the regular time. I would sit alone and watch the shows. Then in 1999, when I first started working for the TV station, that started a new tradition. The year 2000, for the new year, I spent it out at our station's transmitter site because it was the year 2000 and the world was supposed to fall apart and, explode. Of course, it didn't happen, but they felt better having me out there just in case, as if I could stop the world from exploding. I don't have superhero powers. I'm sorry to. So 2000, 2001, 2002, I spent like that. 2003, Japan. 2004, Japan. 2004 was one of my favorite New Year experiences. Repeated again in 2007. I went over to Chionin in Kyoto, and they have a great big huge giant bell that it takes 17 people to ring it. It's very impressive to see. If you ever get a chance to do that, go do it. They start ringing it at about 10:30ish at night, I think. It sounds about right. And what happens is people pack up on the hill where the bell is, and they have the ceremony, and then they start ringing the bell. And then every 2 or 3 rings, they shuffle all the people out, and a new group of people come in, listen for 2 or 3 rings, and then they get shuffled out. I mean, you don't have the option of staying. They force you out. So you come up one side of the hill, watch the ring the bell, and then you go back down. Well, I saw some other Japanese people were kind of hip to this, and so what they would do is they get shuffled out, go down, they send you down a pathway that leads you into kind of the festival area of the goings on, where they have food stalls and games and all that kind of stuff, carnival atmosphere. And so they would go down and they would walk back up around on the hill and go back up and watch again, and they just go around in a circle. And so I did that until midnight passed. Literally rung in midnight with the Chi-on-in bell. And then after midnight, I went to Koko Ichibanya and had some curry. And then went home. And that's how I spent my New Year for 2004 and 2007. 2005 and 2006, sadly, we're back at the TV station again. And 2008 was here in this very apartment. I hope it's the last. Even if I'm not living there a long time, hopefully I'll visit at New Year. It's my favorite time of the year, more so than any other is New Year. I love it. And speaking of New Year, last year I made a video and dumped on YouTube my emotional baggage, which is large and heavy. And I think I've privated that video now or deleted it or something. I hope I did. So I will spare you that this year and just think about what's coming up next year. I have two real resolutions. The first resolution is I'm reticent to mention it because if I mention it, then I'll have to follow through with it. And if I don't follow through with it, people will ask questions and there's the endless inquiries about why I didn't do it. But I guess I will. I really need to focus or get back down to losing weight again. You may not believe this, but for a good long time, for about a half a year, I spent most Saturdays riding a road bike. And at my peak, I could go about 50-something miles and really enjoyed it. But then I had heart problems again. And I have a heart problem, in case you didn't know. Not weight-related, by the way. It's electrical. So I need to get back on that horse. The other resolution for this year, the real resolution, I should say. The first one was just an idea. This is, I guess, the real resolution. The real resolution, I resolve to graduate this year. And it is possible. I have 20 hours left. So I'll take 8 in the spring, 9 in the summer, 3 in next fall, and it will be done. So if all goes well, I will graduate December 18th, 2010 at 9 o'clock in the morning. If you really want to come, I'll send you an invitation. You can come and watch me graduate. It will have been a journey of 12 years for that, so hopefully it comes true. But very, very lastly, I wanted to say thank you to everyone here on YouTube. You have been very kind to me over this past year. I've gotten close to some people that I consider friends. I mean, even though that you're all imaginary on the internet people, I mean, you're not real, but I still consider you guys my friends. In particular, Reynolds Air, Baigugi, Dai-Chen, Give Me a Break Man, the people that James 11 Colors, people that I associate with regularly. I know I didn't name everybody, but you know who you are. If I talk to you on Skype or Twitter or emails, you know who you are. And I really appreciate your support and kindness over the past year. 今年もよろしくお願いいたします。Chemist in Japan でございます。Thank you for watching.